So guys, the best approach or the scenarios where you're going to use this stemming and lemmatization depends upon your, or if you are going for an interview, in that case, you'll be easily able to recall this stemming and lemmatization. So I want your concentration to be here for a few minutes. So in this line, what I'm doing, I'm stemming each word. So it means that for these words, I'll be creating a base value or the stem value. I'm creating an object of this word net lemmatizer. So I'm initializing the word net lemmatizer basically. Easily is converted to easily. So you can see here easily and fairly is again same as easily and fairly, but in this case, so guys, if you're running this logic for the first time in your Jupyter notebook, right, in that case, you might face an issue with the WordNet library. In the case of stemming, many is converted to MENI and countries is converted to CONTRI. If you have your own examples, you can run it so that the concept of stemming and lemmatization is clear for us. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ashok. This is the third video of the NLP series. In the previous video, we discussed something about stemming and lemmatization. We saw what is the basic difference between these two, and we saw a few examples and also use cases of stemming and lemmatization. Apart from this, I have given you guys a task of exploring these stemming and lemmatizations, and I've asked you about in which scenarios you will be using stemming and in which scenarios you will be using lemmatization. So guys, the best approach or the scenarios where you're going to use this stemming and lemmatization depends upon your NLP task or natural language processing use case which you're going to solve. So guys, imagine a scenario where accuracy is utmost priority and you need to have a meaningful information of the words or the text, right? In that case, you can use lemmatization, but lemmatization is typically slower and computationally expensive. On the other hand, if the ask is to have a higher processing speed and you can reduce your word count, in that case, in that scenario, you will be using stemming. And in this video, you'll understand this stemming and lemmatization by writing a sample Python code. After some days, if someone asks you about stemming and lemmatization, or if you are going for an interview, in that case, you'll be easily able to recall this stemming and lemmatization. So guys, we'll be going through this step by step. First, we understand stemming and then lemmatization, okay? So I want your concentration to be here for a few minutes. So let's say this is stemming. I'll mark the heading. Let's run this. Let's create few cells here. So in the first step, what I'm doing, I'm from nltk.stem, I'm importing this porter stemmer. We know that, right? So porter stem is heavily used in case of stemming, right? So here in this case, what I'm doing, I'm initializing this porter stemmer. So once I create this porter stemmer imported, right? So I need to create a stem object by using this porter stemmer. In this step, I'm using some example words so that I can apply stemming and lemmatization on top of this. So in this line, what I'm doing, I'm stemming each word. So it means that for these words, I'll be creating a base value or the stem value. And next, what I'm doing, I'm simply printing these original words and the stem words, which is nothing but this particular words are the original words which are there in the in this sample example, and I'm printing the stemmed words, which is this one. So guys, let's run and see what results you'll get. So you can see the original words is nothing but these words getting printed, and the stemmed words, you can see from this logic, I'm getting these results. So it means you see here, running will be converted to run, runs will be converted to run, runner is again runner, easily is converted to easily. You can see here, and this doesn't make any sense, right? Fairly is converted to fairly, and fairness is converted to fair. So this easily, see, you can see here, fairly, this doesn't make any sense, and it will not give you a meaningful information in case of stemming. So now let's see the same example for lemmatization. What I'll do, I'll say lemmatization, and we'll create heading from this. Okay. So here in this line, what I'm doing from nltk.stem, so nltk is the library, I am importing this wordnet lemmatizer class, so which you have discussed in our previous video, right? So in the next line here, I'm creating an object of this wordnet lemmatizer. So I'm initializing the wordnet lemmatizer basically. So this particular line you have to observe carefully, guys, here, right? So if you can see here, I'm simply written here words in case of stemming, but in case of lemmatization, as we know, it deals with something called as part of speech, right? So as we were discussed in our previous video. So here I'm having this example words with their part of speech tags. So it means running will have this verb, noun, etc., right? And in this line, what I'm doing, I'm lemmatizing each word with their POS tags. So this is POS tag, right? this tagging. So I'm lemmatizing each word with their POS tags. So here I'm printing these two, like one is the original words, which is nothing but the same words, and then the lemmatized words, which is coming from this particular logic, right? So let's run this. So you can see original words with POS tags is again same thing which declared here, and you can see this lemmatized words now from coming from this particular logic, right? So you can see running is converted to run, runs is converted to run, runner is again converted to runner because it is a noun, easily is converted to easily. So you can see here easily and fairly is again same as easily and fairly, but in this case you can see it is converted to easily I, it is replaced with I, right? Similar and fairly. So here it is making sense, right? So it is giving you a proper meaningful information. So guys, if you are running this logic for the first time in your Jupyter notebook, right, in that case you might face an issue with the WordNet library. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to just write these 2 lines of code. Then in that case your issue will be resolved. Okay, so let's take the other example for your understanding, right? So let me import the same thing. So in this line of code I'm doing the same thing, importing the porter stemmer and creating an object. So in these 2 lines of code, what I'm doing, I'm creating a sentence. There are so many countries in the world, which we discussed in this last video, right? Same thing. So in the next line, I'm taking the sentence and I'm using the split function. So typically in this 2 line of code, what I'm doing, I'm tokenizing the sentence into words. So this line of code is the same again. I'm stemming each word after the split. And in these 2 lines of code, I'm just printing this sentence and the stemmed words. Let's run this. So you can see the original sentence is the sentence, this one, there are so many countries in the world. You need to observe this stemmed sentence, right? So you can see there are so many MANI is MANY and countries RI, and this are countries, right? So typically here stemming is not giving a meaningful information, right? So now let's see how it works for the lemmatization, right? So I've just imported the same thing, WordNet lematizer, and I've created an object of the WordNet lematizer. So in the next line of code, again, I'm just tokenizing this sentence into the words. In this line, again, I am lemmatizing each word, and I'm just printing this sentence and the lemmatized words. So let's run this. So guys, now you can see the difference, right? So you can see the original sentence, there are so many countries in the world, and the lemmatized sentence, basically there are so many. So this many is again is converted to same as many, and countries is converted to country, right? So let's take this both in the same line, and then we'll take about this result of the stemming. So you come to know. So this, the up one is the stemming and this one is the lemmatization, right? So here you can see stemming. In the case of stemming, many is converted to MENI and countries is converted to CONTRI. But in the case of lemmatization, you can see many is same as many and countries is converted to country. So basically this will have a meaningful information of the semantic information is proper here, right, in the lemmatization. Hope you're understanding it. So guys, task for today for you guys is you can also try it and you can also run these examples, right? So if you have your own examples, you can run it so that the concept of stemming and lemmatization is clear for us. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking these sample words in this case. So one is playing and the dignitaries, right? And in these 2 lines of code, I'm just importing this porter stemmer and the WordNet lemmatizer from this stem, right? And these 2 lines of code, basically I'm creating an object of this porter stemmer and the WordNet lemmatizer, same as the above. So now what we'll do, we'll basically process each words. So for that, we'll write a for loop for word in words, and then we'll say stemmed word equals to stemmer, which is the object, dot stem, and provide this word. And similarly for lemmatized word equals to lemmatizer dot lemmatize of your word, right? Then we'll print these. We'll say original, we'll say this is the word, and then again we'll print this, basically the stemmed word stemmer, you can say, or you can say this, and this is basically the stemmed word. And I'll say print lemmatizer, and we'll say lemmatized underscore word. Then I'll say print of this. So basically I want to give this line space, right? So just for the differentiation, right? So guys, our logic is ready, and we've taken the sample words, right, playing and dignitaries, and we'll try to find out this stemming and lemmatization for these particular words. Again, then this logic we have written, and let's see whether logic works or not, right? Let's run this. So it is working. So it says original as playing, and the stemmer word is basically play, and the lemmatizer word is basically playing. So this playing is same as playing for the lemmatizer. And then dignitaries, just observe this dignitary, guys. So the stem word for this dignitaries is converted as dignitary. It doesn't have any meaning. So lemmatizer basically converts that into a dignitary, right? So we know that lemmatizer basically gives us the proper meaningful information, right? But there is an issue with the lemmatizer, we know that, right? So it is basically slow and it is computationally expensive. Okay guys, that's it from my side for this particular video. Hope you got something to learn in this video, and you got some understanding on the stemming and lemmatization, how they are both different, and in each scenarios you will be using stemming and lemmatization. So thanks for watching. If you really like this video, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and share with all your friends. I'll meet you all in the next video. Till then, take care, keep learning, and keep rocking.